Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. It's Casey with New World News. Today is Sunday, November 8th, 2020. And as if you didn't know, last night, Joe Biden officially called by the mainstream media, all the main media sites. They called the race. They gave him Pennsylvania, which was the 20 votes to put him over the top, I believe, to 273 or 279, some number like that, securing enough electoral votes to win the election. Himself and Kamala, I don't know how you say her name anymore. No one can get it right. Harris gave speeches last night in Wilmington, where he's from, and claiming victory. Trump continues, however, to defy this and fight this. Now, here's the thing. For those of you that don't remember, and I'll try to put a screenshot somewhere, Al Gore in 2000, I was only 15, 16 years old, Al Gore was declared initially the winner by the mainstream media. It actually took 30 days of court for George Bush to overturn and flip Florida. George Bush, the second Bush, the son, to overturn Florida, which both of them were under the electoral votes. They both needed Florida. Whoever won Florida won. It took that long for Bush to win Florida and overturn it. So the fact that they have called Pennsylvania, they have still not called Georgia or North Carolina, which I think are both North Carolina to Trump, Alaska to Trump. Georgia was Biden last I saw. Trump would need Georgia and North Carolina, or Georgia and Pennsylvania to pull out a win, and I think he would need one other one, either Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, or Wisconsin, which he's lost a couple of those. But they're fighting this. Fraudulent votes, dead voters voting, people voting after the cutoff. There's tons of things that are going to make their way through the court, and we have to remember the lower courts, the Pennsylvania court, the Georgia court, whatever court he goes to, the 11th Circuit or the 8th this or that, whatever, probably going to reject it, probably not going to take it up. If you're not familiar, when they do recounts also, it never really changes more than between like a couple hundred to 1,000 votes. So if he's down by 4, 5, 8,000 votes, which he is in some of these states reportedly, doing a recount is only going to change it enough to not get him over the hump. So he's going to have to win this court debate on fraudulent votes where he gets votes tossed out. That's a tall task, but it's not going to happen in the lower courts. It's going to happen at the Supreme Court. He's got to go through like the 8th Circuit or 8th Superior Court or 6th, Judicial Court. He's got to go through these lower state level courts first. It's part of the process. They will then reject him or accept him. If they reject him, which is what is expected, then it will move its way up to the state Supreme Court and eventually what I expect to be the United States Supreme Court. Now, he has the majority with his newly appointed judge, Amy Coney Barrett, I believe is her name, and also the previous judges that are under basically Democratic haters, if you want to get down to it, but there's a majority 5-4 in the Supreme Court for Trump. So if it makes its way to the Supreme Court, I'm not educated on Supreme Court law for elections to the point of what happens. Trump walks in the door, his lawyers walk in the door and say, there's fraudulent votes, you guys have got to look at this. And the Supreme Court says, okay, let's assume that you're right and there's some fraudulent votes or something crazy is going on. What happens then? Do they order the states to walk 1 million votes into the Supreme Court and start hand counting them? Do they do what they did in Florida back in 2000? What happens at that point if the Supreme Court is willing to hear it, which they probably will, it's major, and if they actually believe that there were some fraudulent votes? Were there? I don't know, but there was a lot of shady stuff going on. The Democratic Party not wanting the Republicans to oversee the count. A lot of people reporting that they were actually working there and had seen people vote late, that some people had said their dead mother received ballots and that they had been turned in and that the status online said completed. A lot of shady stuff that you can't make up. And people are saying, well, there's no evidence. There is. People are presenting evidence that this stuff happened. Did it happen in a few rare instances? Did it happen thousands of people or hundreds of thousands? No, that's not for me to decide. That's for the courts to decide and for Trump to decide. So at what point does the Supreme Court take this on? How long will this take to get through the lower courts to the Supreme Court? Is it going to be all month? Is it going to be December? And then when it makes it that far, what happens then? So as always, I leave this discussion to you guys. What do you think is going to be the next step? What do you think happens? Does Trump concede? Does Trump keep fighting it? Does he get it to the Supreme Court? And do they hear the case, and how do they hear the case? What is going to happen moving forward? In the meantime, as of this day, Sunday, November 8th, 2020, Joe Biden has officially been nominated or confirmed, not confirmed, but predicted to be the president, the next president, 46th president of the United States, by all the mainstream media outlets. Now remember, it's up to the electoral votes, and it's up to the sign-off on the official electoral vote to certify him president. That has not happened. None of that's happened. So we still have what I see as a long way to go, and we'll see what happens. I'm just going to follow along. I'll keep posting for you guys, but in the meantime, I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and as always, please like this video as it's pushing my videos up in the algorithm. They're getting more views, and I appreciate that. And if you could, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because the more subscribers I get, the more that YouTube loves it, and the more that they think more people should see it. And that's ultimately what I want. I want to get the facts, the information, the news out to all of you, so that you can make your own opinions and your own decisions, form them for yourself, and leave them hopefully for us down in the comment section so we can have an active, constructive, productive, positive conversation. My thoughts, I feel like it's going to make it to the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump's a fighter. He's going to push it that far, but I don't think they're going to overturn it. I think Biden will end up being our next president, and we'll discuss some of that in the future videos of what he's already announcing as his day one coronavirus task force and overturning of all Trump policy. So pretty drastic announcements from Biden already. Scary to me for many reasons. I'll tell you why in future videos. But in the meantime, I'll let you guys get back to your evening. Thank you as always for watching. Again, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's super important. And I appreciate each and every one of you who have taken a minute to watch. Have a wonderful night, guys. I'll see you next time.